Hello! I came across this interesting radio button group, and I played a bit with it and noticed a few things. First of all, here in Edge, because this is using a Unicode checkmark, this checkmark appears green in Edge instead of black, how it was probably intended. Also, the whole thing is not responsive, and as you can see, when I make this a lot smaller, it looks a bit awkward. Also, the structure here is very complicated. It could be done in a much simpler manner. And the CSS uses Bootstrap. So what I'm going to do is recreate this from scratch with a structure that's a lot simpler and without anything like Bootstrap, or just do everything from scratch. Okay, so just copy paste all that text. Just copy paste it in here. So just take this out. This is going to be the heading. Then I'm going to have level, and this is going to be a string. And here I'm going to copy paste this stuff. So okay, just that's just one L there. Okay, and then I'm going to split this over space and then reverse, and I'm going to have a number of levels, and this is going to be okay. Now I'm going to have just like there is here, there's going to be a radio group. So radio group, and within it I'm going to have a loop. And here I'm going to have inputs. Okay, what's wrong? Oh, levels. Sorry. Okay, input, type radio, name, levels, whatever. ID is going to be levels of n, equal there. I'm also going to have a the label. 4 is the attribute. And the text is going to be taken from there. Okay, one more thing I want to show you how you can do this from the CSS. So let's make this lowercase, and I'm going to show you how to uppercase it all from the CSS. Well, actually capitalize, not uppercase. Okay, so this is all for the structure. Now let's move on to the CSS. So first of all, we're going to do a poor man's reset. So margin 0 and font inherit. Okay, then I'm going to have body, and here I'm going to set display flex, align items center, justify content center, flex direction column, so this as well. Okay, also I'm going to set a height, that's full height, and let's also set a font. So let's say it's going to be something like this, and let's make it depend on both okay, Actually, let's do a bigger value here. And as for the font, let's see what font gets used here. So inspect element. Let's see. Tell me. Oh, come on. Okay, so font family. Okay, so that's it. Can't I copy just the value? Oh yes, I can. So I'm just going to paste the value. Oh come on, this is awful formatting. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is for the heading, I'm going to do font size 2n. Okay, that looks nice. Next, for the input, type radio. Also, I don't really need these. I can have space there, no problem. So, what I'm going to do here is position absolute, and the next thing that I'm going to do is left minus 100 viewport width units. Okay, so I'm left with just the labels plus label. Okay, now one more thing I'm going to do here is set a height. Label height, something like 5n. And before the input, I'm going to do the radio group. So can I close this? Okay, I can close this. So the radio group, not that. Okay, so I'm going to give it a width of something like that. I'm also going to give it a display flex, and for the labels I'm going to do flex 1. Okay, I'm also going to do text align center. I'm going to do height label height, also line height. Okay, that didn't work out as intended. Okay, and for the radio group, I'm going to want to take that gradient from the background. So inspect element and see where that gradient was actually set. Okay, so was it set there? Okay, I'm seeing a gradient here, so I'm just going to take this. Wouldn't it be better to take it from the computed? No, I don't really like that style. Just take it from here. Okay, so I'm going to set a background linear gradient, and I don't need the 0 and the 100%. So those can go, and a lot of other stuff here can just go. Okay, so that thing as well can go. Okay, so I'm done with the gradient. Now I'm going to want to set a border radius that's half the label height. Okay, that looks good. Here I'm also going to want to set font weight, because it's thicker. And let's see what else I'm going to want to set here. Text transform, capitalize this as well. Okay. Cursor pointer. So I have a thing about this. Now the next thing I'm going to want is set a different style. I'm going to have an after, and let's see the styles for the after, because I suppose it's just that checkbox. Okay, that's a ton of code that I'm probably not going to need. So let's take this before anything else. Oh, come on, don't freeze on me. So content. Oh, sorry. Okay, now let's make this black. So this is going to be actually I can just do brightness without passing through grayscale. I think that should do it. No, it doesn't do it. Brightness 0.1 doesn't seem to have any effect. So grayscale 1. Okay, this should have done something. Okay. Weird how it doesn't work without the display. So yeah, it works just with brightness without grayscale. So next thing I'm going to need to do is set this transform scale 0. So add this as well, and then add the transition. I don't need all these versions. Okay, and one more thing I don't like here. So just replace this with, so yeah, replace there, there to there. Okay, and finally there. And one more thing, I can write this as 0.1 seconds, and both these I can write as 0.25 seconds. Okay, now okay, so now that I've done this, I think I can collapse the after. And I'm going to have another set checked. Okay, actually I'm not setting any styles, just on the label and on the after. So let's see, what do I have here? So I have a margin left, and I have this transform, so margin left. So now I remember. Okay, so let's see. Now this works. Not really. Okay, so I'm going to need to do something about this. But first, I have another set of transitions here, so I'm just going to take this one. Actually, this one duplicates the transform part. So let's get rid of that. So I just have this, and then I have the margin that's half a second, and this one is also half a second. So here I have 0.25 seconds, and again I'm going to remove these zeros. Okay, so transform. So I'm guessing this does it. Okay, now the thing is, this doesn't look too good either, so I'm going to need to do a bit more to make it responsive. But before that, let's see, this one has a box shadow or something there, so let's see about that. Is this the one? Let's take that. Let's drop it here. Box shadow, sorry. Okay, I'm getting something. One more thing I need to do on the radio group is overflow hidden. So okay. So now when I'm doing this, it's not coming out. That's good. Okay, so I think I can collapse the input part. And now let's look at what we can do to make this responsive. So first of all, we're going to limit the width. We're going to have a minimum width and we're going to have a maximum width. So let's say something like that. Actually, we're going to set them here. So let's do that. This is going to be and now I'm going to have a media query here. So actually I'm going to replace this let's just leave it like this for now. So what I'm going to do is flex direction column. Okay, I'm going to set another minimum width. So and this one is going to be, let's say, something like that. And I'm going to have something like this. And now things work a lot better. So it has to get really narrow. And one more thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to use a custom property. So angle, and here I'm going to set that angle to 170 degrees. Okay, that looks good. Now this is awkward, what the heading is doing. So I'm going to do something here to avoid this issue. So let's see what happens now. So I'm getting here and it's coming back and everything is fine. Okay, so that solves the heading issue. Good. Now, one more thing I can do here is set another font size within this media query. So I'm messing up everything around here, so our font size now let's see how does this look. Okay, looks nice. Good. Now one more thing here, I'm going to set another media query. So in this situation, what I want to do is also limit the font size. So now let's see. Okay. So yeah, this is it. This thing is now responsive and it goes all the way down to really small sizes, as you can see. I mean, smaller than this is probably smaller than my 10-year-old phone screen, so and that's not even a smartphone. Okay, so yeah, this is it. I'm not gonna keep playing and boring you with this anymore. This is it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have and you want me to be able to do more stuff in the future, please consider supporting my work in one of the ways explained in the description, with a donation, by getting me something off my Amazon wishlist, or at least by sharing this to show the work can be done on the web these days, because I think it's pretty damn cool. In any event, thanks for watching.